this day forward I shall be free. I have created a brand new me. I might look the same, but I'll be free. My prison was my own. Good morning. What is about to happen is a new welcoming and greeting song. And as my wife affectionately called it, an earworm. And I actually could use some percussion help. Ken, I know you just walked in and you haven't even kind of gotten warmed up, but could you just sit up here with me and beat on a tambourine for a second? Because they're going to play a little reggae thing. It's a brand new thing. It's going to be a little more energy than we're used to having at this point, which I think is good. So just sit right here on stage and just a little backbeat. Tambourine is in. I want, that's what I kind of want. Okay. Who else we got? Craig. Yeah. Kathy. Can I borrow you? It's going to be helpful on this first go around. Grab your drums or whatever else. Cajon, Craig would be great. Grab it. We have this is a brand new tune. We can see the lyrics. You can see that they're the one that you're going to all remember, and I guarantee that we'll at least get that part. Is the part that says "I'm good." I'm good with that. Okay, and this sounds like this. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. Let's try it again. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Trying to figure out who I am or who I'm supposed to be. Good about where I stand, so I can make the most of me. Coming back down from space, a million miles away. There's a lot of love in this place, and I'm just trying to say I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Been a long time living this way, worrying what those people say. Feeling like I don't fit in, but I won't give up. No, I won't give up. Been looking for something more. What you really looking for? It's been with you since you were born. Since you were born. 'Cause I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. You only live once. I'm good with myself. I'm there for my friends till the very end. You only live once. I'm good with myself. I'm there for my friends till the very end. I want to see another love revolution. Find a way to be a better person. If we come together like we should, we could all be good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Was that a way to start? Thank you, my percussionists. Sorry to draft you all. You may now go back to your appointed duties.
Good morning. Happy New Year. This is our first Sunday of the new year. And today and every day, we swing wide. Looks like I'm gonna have to reword the beginning because this was
We prove once again that we're good.
That's right. Knowing that we're good, knowing that Spirit is in this place and in all places and all people. Just as the sun has awakened us to a new day, the Spirit of God within awakens us to divine glory. This glory within and all around us is everywhere we look and in every situation we encounter. With our hearts centered in Spirit, we can quiet our thoughts and meditate on the wonder of all of God's creation and our oneness with it. So I invite you now to take a deep breath, become comfortable, and gently release any cares of the day. Because your sole purpose at this moment is to experience the divine. And you begin to do so now as you relax into the sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. Seeing through eyes of oneness, acknowledging our oneness, we at Unity Spiritual Center celebrate and honor people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. And that God is expressing through all people in unique, special, and individual ways. As you look at the flame of the candle that we light every Sunday, remember that you yourself carry a divine flame within as an individualized expression of God. We honor the one presence and one power of God with Unity's foundation statement, which you'll find on the screen behind me, and I invite you to join me in saying it aloud together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good, omnipotent. We give thanks for our spiritual community and for the beauty of our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity Spiritual Center is a welcoming, warm, and inclusive community dedicated to studying and putting into practice empowering principles and tools for happiness, health, prosperity, and successful living. We give thanks that through our spiritual teachings we can create extraordinary lives and a peaceful planet through our relationship with the loving God presence within each of us and through our relationships with one another. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, and that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. If you're visiting us for the first time, and I know at least a couple of you are, we do like to hand out gifts. Did you get your chalet and your information packet? Great. So just a reminder to those of you who didn't walk in the door for the first time, when somebody does visit us for the first time, we like to hand out a chalet. And there's a tag on that lei that says, just as God has a design for every shell in the sea, God also has a design for your life. So we are so glad you're joining us here today. We pray that you'll feel nourished by your time here today. And do join us following the service for our hospitality hour, where we can get to know one another better. And if anyone here would like to contact me to learn more about Unity, or if you have any questions or want to discuss something, just know that I do welcome those meetings, and my contact information is on the back of the newsletter. Another question, because I don't think I told Kelly and Craig this. Did you pass out the newsletters today? Yeah, fantastic. So everybody got a newsletter as well when they walked in. Is that right? Okay, super. All right. So at this time, as we move into the meditative portion of our service and prepare to raise our voices together in song, I will ask you to please turn down your cell phones and electronic devices if you haven't already. And I guess this is a sitting down one.
I think it's meditative. That's where we want to go with this one. So.
Okay, great.
And who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I invite you to sing with me. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I invite you to just sit quietly while I play it. First verse will be, you are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Our next verse will be the we are the heart. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you, Michael. And I actually want you to play something else. This is for Mike Mukalo. Would you play the Lord's Prayer? We're going to sing the Lord's Prayer today.
You have to give me a moment. But I like this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
And now, as we continue to get comfortable in our seats, relaxing even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation, let us open our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word. The message for today is spiritual community. This is a nice one to read about. Is there anyone here who would like to read about spiritual community? Ruben. Today's daily word will be read by Ruben Diaz.
Creator of miracles moment by moment, choice by choice. In his letter to the Ephesians, Paul shared a powerful vision of what a spiritual community can accomplish through the teachings and example of Jesus Christ. It is a vision of unity, Jew and Gentile alike, finding fellowship in a spiritual understanding that transcends law and rituals that once separated them. Paul emphasized that this will happen to and through us. Our way shower demonstrated the possibility and taught the essential principles. That vision of love and unity is still waiting to express fully. We must relinquish our resistance, turn our focus from mortal concerns to eternal truth, and allow Spirit within to do the work of creating the kingdom through us. Now to him who by the power at work within us is able to accomplish abundantly far more than all we can ask or imagine. To him be glory. Ephesians 3, phrase 20 through 21.
Thank you, Ruben. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. As you know, we do have a prayer box that's placed on the back table, and you are always invited to fill out a prayer request and place it within the box. The prayer requests are printed on green paper. But for right now, let's just hold those requests that are in the box and all the prayers that are unwritten. The prayers of our community. Let's just hold them in our hearts and our minds for a moment now And know that divine love is enfolding each person represented in that prayer chest. And that divine order is taking place for all concerned. The prayer requests that are placed in the box are prayed on by me and our USC prayer team for 30 days, and then we forward them to Silent Unity at Unity's World Headquarters, where they're prayed on for an additional 30 days. And as I mentioned, the prayer requests are printed on green paper, and they are in the back next to the prayer chest. But if you've attended here before, you know that we have a time in the service where we make our prayers audible. So this is the time for you to offer your prayer needs to your spiritual family here so that we can support you and stand with you. So after we sing the introduction to this song, which Michael will lead us through, you are invited to speak your prayer aloud, and we will answer each prayer request by singing "Your Prayer is My Prayer Too."
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me, I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. 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 Your prayer is my prayer too.
We also have built in a time for sharing our gratitudes, sharing those things that we are happy about, feel blessed by, give thanksgiving for. So if there's something you'd like to share with your spiritual community that makes you happy, that you're grateful for, this is your time to do that.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the feelings of warmth, connection, and peace that fill our hearts and minds right now. We give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community, in our nation, and around the globe. And we affirm that always and in all ways, divine love and divine order is everywhere present. At Unity Spiritual Center, your prayer is our prayer too. Amen.
So if you haven't figured it out, you will after this next number, but today is Reggae Sunday. I need my rhythm section back. So if I could have a reprise of my rhythm section. You already got the groove. Everybody knows what to do. Anybody else wants to join in? Right up here on the floor in front of the keyboard is more percussion instruments. If you're new here and going, hey, they don't know me from Adam in here, I can come up and play this percussion instrument and no one's going to say anything or call me up late at night and say, excuse me, but you were a little bit off on that second bar. It's not going to happen. So here we go. This is a tune by me called From This Day Forward, I Shall Be Free. I'll start the groove and everybody will figure out what to do. This day forward I shall be free. I have created a brand new me. I may look the same, but everything has changed. From this day forward I shall be free. My prison was my own. It looked a lot like home, and I'm the one who made it so. I'm holding in my hand a pebble from this land that gives me the freedom to go. From this day forward I shall be free. I have created a brand new me. I may look the same, but everything has changed. From this day forward I shall be free. Choices must be made and prices must be paid, and I'm the one to pay the bill. I shall find the way and be the first to say that with God on my side I will. From this day forward I shall be free. I have created a brand new me. I may look the same, but everything has changed. From this day forward I shall be free. And my road may be rough, but it won't be enough to stop this journey that I'm taking. I know I shall find more of my kind in this wonderful life that I'm making. From this day forward I shall be free. I have created a brand new me. I may look the same, but everything has changed. From this day forward I shall be free. From this day forward I shall be free. From this day forward I shall be free. You guys are good. Thank you.
They are good. What should we call them? The Hatfieldettes or the Michaelettes? Yeah, think about that. Maybe we'll have a contest. Oh, well, welcome. As you probably can hear, I still have the throat thing that I had last week, and I'm going to do my best to get through this because it's another special ceremony that we have in store for you. Last week, we had the Burning Bowl ceremony, which is something we do every year. Who was here for the Burning Bowl ceremony? Yeah, so you know that's a very, very special and powerful ceremony in which we burn up that which we do not want to take into the new year, and then write a letter to God, to our future self, you know, whoever we want to address that letter to, and put in what it is that we do hope to create in the coming year. And many of you left those letters with us after self-addressing them and sealing them, and we will be sending them back to you in about 10, 11 months. So it's always very exciting and interesting to see what that letter reveals to you 11 months after you've written it. And I've started following that up with our Whitestone ceremony, and that's what we're going to be doing here today. And then we're going to be doing another exercise next Sunday, which will be following the service, which is creating a vision board. So the 3 ceremonies that we do at the beginning of every year are extremely powerful, and they work together. Burning Bowl, Whitestone ceremony, and then creating a vision map. But first, we're going to spend all of today really being as silent as we can, given the fact that I'm going to walk you through this whole thing. Because the idea is that there is a special word for you. That Spirit has a special word for you or name for you, something that is going to guide your 2018. And the idea is, you know, we talk about this as being a name, like in some of our graphics, it showed the word name. Let's take a look at names for a minute, because in Unity, we look at things metaphysically. So names actually have a great deal of importance in Unity because of that factor, because they're never just a name. They mean something. And we have 2 wonderful resources. I think both of them are available in the bookstore that allows you to look up both the names of nouns and proper names that are found in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. because Charles Fillmore and a huge committed team did the research to find out that every name in the Bible has an inner or metaphysical meaning. So for instance, Bethlehem means house of bread. A person's name represents their character or an aspect of their personality or something that they will accomplish in their lifetime. And as you know, since we just spent a year looking at the 12 powers, Peter represents faith. Andrew represents strength. John represents love. So you can see that there's always a significance and unity to somebody's name. A name change is also significant. And usually when a person's name changes in the scriptures, it represents a change in consciousness. And there's a very famous example of this, which I'm sure most of you will be able to guess right away. And that is the biblical character Saul. Remember, Saul persecuted Christians until God struck him down. And then, according to the story, he was blind for 3 days. He did a lot of soul searching during those 3 days. And he had an awakening. He went from torturing Christians to helping them. And God gave him a new name at the time of his awakening. People want to tell me what that was? Who did Saul become? Paul. That's right. And Saul means personal will. Paul means enlightened will. So we can see that there's really something to this. There's definitely information that we can glean by doing the research and seeing what different names mean. So a white stone ceremony, what we're doing today, is about starting the new year off with a clean slate. It's about starting it off with a tabula rasa, which is a wonderful song, actually, that Michael will be singing later. But tabula rasa, that idea of a clean slate. And the reason why we do this and what is significant about the white stone is that historically, during the time of the Roman Empire, when you were released from prison, you were given a white stone. So you were supposed to carry that white stone with you everywhere you went. And if you had that white stone with you, if you were stopped, but you have that white stone with you, it meant that not only were you free, but you had a clean slate. You were able to begin anew. And it also gave you all the benefits of being a Roman citizen. So that meant that the Roman army protected you. And that was no small thing. So you can see why this white stone, even though it's small, has a lot of significance. Now, does everyone have a white stone? Did everybody get one? If you did not, just raise your hand and one of the ushers will bring you. So Kim and Kathy, it looks like, need to get a white stone. These white stones, by the way, are very special because we actually do order them. They actually come from the Holy Land. We order them from a company that has quarries in the Holy Land and makes these white stones just for such a ceremony. So know that when you carry your white stone, you're carrying something from a place in Israel between Bethlehem and Hebron. And thus the ceremony is, again, the opportunity to start the new year fresh with no personal baggage. So before we start the ceremony, begin to ask yourself now, and I know some of you began this process with our burning bowl, but maybe there's some other things that still need releasing. So start to think about what are some personal prisons that maybe you've locked yourself into. For a lot of us, it's stories. It's the stories that we tell ourselves about our past, our parents, our childhood, maybe our children, our ex-spouse, our mean boss. Those might be examples of personal prisons that we need to unlock. Because, of course, and you know this, being Unity students, while our stories are important, we are much more than our stories. And each one of us has the opportunity to heal from our stories. It doesn't mean that we want to forget them. We just don't want to justify them and keep them at work in our lives. We want to learn from our stories, and we want to then move beyond our stories. So in the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17, the author wrote, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers or who overcomes, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it." So notice that the writer says those who conquer. That means somebody who is moving forward with faith, someone who is overcoming the challenges they have in life. So the idea here is that we want to be among those who are moving forward and growing, seeking and being receptive to the highest and best, because it's to those to whom a new name is given and a new sense of themselves. So perhaps another way to begin this reflection is, what are you overcoming? What are you overcoming? What aspect of your true self is seeking emergence at this time? There is a potentially perfect you waiting to be born. And this is an opportunity to release that real self, the truth of who you are, and put this imagined self that imprisons you to rest. So you should have received a pencil when you came in as well. And why don't you right now just begin to hold that stone in your hand if you're not doing it already? Just hold that beautiful stone from the Holy Land in your hand. And know that this is a time to start your fresh beginning. Really take in that wonderful verse in Revelations that says, "Behold, I make all things new." This is your time. So here's what's going to happen over the next few minutes. I'm going to lead us through a meditation. And all you need to do is listen with an open heart and an open mind. And during the meditation, just ask Spirit to tell you your spiritual name or identity that is uniquely yours for this year. During the meditation, you'll realize the truth of who you are, of what is trying to get expressed or lived out in a greater way in your life. And then you'll write down this name or phrase on your white stone with a pencil. Kelly, if you could turn down the lights, that would be great. And it's important to not use your will to come up with a name you desire, or to come up with a name or word that's driven by your ego. It's usually best to go with what comes to you first, and sometimes that can be a delightful surprise. You may not understand immediately why you've been given a particular name or word, but at some point during the year, it should become clear to you. And as some of you have heard me say before, during a white stone ceremony one time, a woman received the word mom. She had no idea why she got that, because she was unable to give birth. And then later that year, through a unique set of circumstances, she adopted a child. So, as an adoptive mother myself, I like that story, and it's a good reminder that Spirit may have a surprise for you. So, don't necessarily question or wrestle your word away. And if, for whatever reason, nothing definitive comes to you during the meditation, please don't worry. just take your white stone home with you and sit in meditation with the expectation that your name will be revealed, and it will. So let's get ready for a time of meditation. If you haven't already, I invite you just to relax against the seat back and really feel yourself held by the chair. Taking a few slow, deep breaths. And if you feel comfortable, closing your eyes. Just feel your body begin to relax deeper and deeper, knowing that inside of us, every one of us, is this quiet, secret place. This place where we are immersed in the presence of God, in the presence of divine light and love. And it's from this place that we will now take part in the white stone ceremony. We begin to meditate on our spiritual name by silently affirming to ourselves, I am freeing myself to live more fully. I am conscious of the activity of spirit in every aspect of my life. I am releasing myself from the limitations of the past. I am releasing myself from old fears and self-doubts. I am releasing myself from the bondage of limiting thoughts about myself. Releasing limiting images of who I am and what I can do with my life. I free myself. I am now releasing myself from my personal prison and gaining a new, greater image of myself. I feel a new sense of energy. And using your mind's eye, imagine that you are stepping out of whatever prison or feelings of limitation that you have had. The door is opening and you are walking through into freedom. See yourself being given a white stone that says, you are now free. You have a new identity. This is a new day. The stone in your hand represents your freedom. Feel it. Feel the smooth stone in your hand and know that it represents release. And it represents the freedom to express your truest self, your highest self. And now I invite you to consciously surrender to the activity of God, the Holy Spirit, for the next few minutes. Perhaps there is a new career, a new hobby or area of interest, or a new quality that Spirit is pressing out through you. And I invite you to let that divine, holy self in you come through. Give yourself permission to know that you have a new quality, a new name. Whenever we ask, there is an answer. As you hold the white stone in your hand, hear the Christ of God that is you saying, "Behold, I make all things new." Whatever has gone on in the past, let it go. This is a sign of your ability in this moment to live in this new beginning. This is a moment in which you know you are free, free from all that has bound you. Now is the time to ask Spirit for your name, the word that describes the new you, your new life. Just let this come. It is already written on your heart. Let it come to you easily. And as that name becomes clear, just allow yourself to absorb it. Maybe a title. It may be something like clean and sober, or grateful, whatever. Sometimes people get the word peace, love, or presence, and they finally take on a new essence of who they are. Feel that inner spirit beckon to you. Here is your new name, your new vision of yourself. Here is what is meant for you to accomplish, to embrace, to demonstrate and live out. This is the name of your life for 2018. Your new beginning. The new you. So in the silence, meditate on your new name. ready to come back to this place and this time, you can gently open your eyes and write your spiritual name for 2018 on your white stone. The thankfulness flows over us as we encounter our new name, because with it comes the power and guidance to achieve all that we desire. We bless these stones. Thank you, God. So as the lights get turned back up, and having written your new name on your white stone, remember that whatever came to you or comes to you later, because maybe it didn't come just now, is absolutely private. And you do not need to share your name with anyone if you choose not to. Or some people might want to. They might want to share their new name with friends or prayer partners. Whatever feels right to you is the right thing to do. So just do whatever you feel called to do concerning your white stone. But I do suggest that you hold on to your white stone, you keep it handy where you can touch it or look at it often. And any time that you look at your white stone or touch it, realize that you have the gift of choice. You always have the gift of choice. The gift to live differently, to live a more fulfilling life, to begin again, to connect with God, and to co-create with God. So I'll close by sharing a beautiful poem by the late Debbie Ford called Drenched in Holiness, Prayer for a New Year. Dear God, on this day, I ask you to grant this request. May I know who I am and what I am every moment of every day. May I be a catalyst for light and love, and bring inspiration to those whose eyes I meet. May I have the strength to stand tall in the face of conflict, and the courage to speak my voice even when I'm scared. May I have the humility to follow my heart and the passion to live my soul's desires. May I seek to know the highest truth and dismiss the gravitational pull of my lower self. May I embrace and love the totality of myself, my darkness as well as my light. May I be brave enough to hear my heart, to let it soften so that I may gracefully choose faith over fear. Today is my day to surrender anything that stands between the sacredness of my humanity and my divinity. May I be drenched in my holiness and engulfed by your love. May all else melt away. And so it is. Thank you, God. you have a nice meditation? Did pretty much everybody get something? Yeah, good. Very good. So as you just experienced, Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. So please join with me in saying them aloud. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And in this space, feeling inspired by our vision, our mission, our values, feeling enriched by what we've experienced here today and what we will experience next door in the Fillmore Room at our community gathering. Let us take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. Practicing the principle of tithing ourselves, as a spiritual community, we are pleased to tithe 10% of the offering collected today to Unity Worldwide Ministries and to the San Francisco Food Bank. So let us take a moment now to bless our tithes and love offerings, placing them in our hands or next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
This tune is a chant. It is a mantra. So you can join in, you can sing the whole thing, you can just sing the answer phrase. The words are difficult for the answer phrase, so I'm going to say them to you now so you can get them memorized. Now, now, now. We'll review that. Now, now, now. Kathy, if you want to play, this is actually a good one. I could use a little, that is the right drum for this particular tune. I'm actually going to even give you a little clue. Tabula rasa, now, now, now. 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 I am beginning. Always now, now, now. I am living now, now, now. Life is always rasa. Tabula rasa. Tabula rasa. Tabula rasa. Love is living. Spirit is giving. Love is living. Spirit is giving. Tabula rasa. Tabula rasa.
Oh, I love that, Michael. That's one of my favorites that you've done. And my coughs held off until the end of the meditation. Oh, please join with me in blessing our offering.
Give thanks for the many blessings that are in our church this very moment. We open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that are ours to choose. We are filled with a mighty faith that empowers and frees us to live our divine purpose and serve our community with excellence. And so it is. Amen.
So I want to thank everybody who is giving service today, including our ushers, Craig and Kelly Beal. I think Sylvia and is in there with Karina, and I know Rosa has been busy preparing something nice for you for the hospitality room. And Marcy for doing our beautiful beautiful slides and running them for us. Let's give all of them a big round of applause, plus our percussion group, the Michaelettes. They were fantastic. A couple of announcements. The first one you may have seen already announced in our Tuesday easing, but I am very thrilled and grateful to announce that we did meet our fund driving goal of $10,000. So many thanks to all of you who contributed to that. We not only met it, but we exceeded it by $800. So we raised $10,800, and we are so grateful to every person who contributed toward that. It's really a great testimony to what people can do when they work together, and it takes a village. So yay us. I wanted to let you know that this Tuesday I will be launching a new book study class based on Eric Butterworth's Celebrate Yourself. We do have books available for sale. I'll also bring them to class for the discounted price of $10, but it seemed like it'd be a nice way to start the new year by celebrating ourselves. So this is going to be for 8 weeks throughout January and February, Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. Everyone is welcome. It'll start this Tuesday, the 9th, right? Yeah. And then next Sunday, we have a special treat in store. We have Charlie Thweet, who is a musician. He's been here before, but he's going to be giving both the lesson and he'll be our soloist next week. So we're looking forward to bringing Charlie back. Following that, following our service next Sunday, as I mentioned earlier, I'll be doing a vision map workshop starting about 1 o'clock in the Fillmore room. So for all of you who would like to follow up our burning bowl ceremony, our Whitestone ceremony with a vision map, also known as a treasure map or a vision board, we will be doing that 1 o'clock next Sunday, free of charge. It'd be great if people could pay $10 to cover materials, but just want you to have the opportunity to do that. What else is going on? I think that's all I want to announce at this point in time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you might like to know. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to have a book signing for my new book. Yay! I have a new, yeah, thank you. My 7th book came out, and we are going to have a book signing. So that's going to be on the 20th, Sunday, January 20th. I'll be speaking that day, and then we'll follow that up with a book signing. And I think probably what I'll do is something different, just to give you a taste of what using art and craft materials can be like as a spiritual practice. So I think probably that'll be a really fun service to do too. So that's the 20th. And then on the 27th, I'm going to be on retreat at Mercy Center, and our center manager, Jerry Bragg, will be the guest speaker on the 27th. So we have a fun month ahead for you. And with that, let's bring in our children, see what they've been up to.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
We bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous found. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we